Xin chào tất cả các độc giả của Men Folio Việt Nam. Tôi tên là Quốc Năng Vĩnh, hiện tại là Managing Editor của tạp chí Men Folio. Đến với BizLab series của Men Folio Việt Nam, BizLab là hai từ viết tắt của Business and Laboratory, là một căn phòng thí nghiệm dành cho những công thức, dành cho kinh doanh. Những khách mời của chương trình sẽ là những CEO cũng như là các chuyên gia của các tập đoàn cũng như là các thương hiệu nổi tiếng, và với series này chúng ta sẽ có những câu chuyện thực tế cũng như là những trải nghiệm của các khách mời là những doanh nhân và cũng như là chuyên gia sẽ đưa ra những cái góc nhìn rất đa dạng về thông tin về kinh doanh đến từ mọi lĩnh vực. Hôm nay tôi rất vui khi khách mời của BizLab là anh Dane Fort, hiện tại là CEO của FLG Group, tập đoàn đã sở hữu thương hiệu California Fitness and Yoga Centers ở Việt Nam. Hello Dan Fort, how are you today?
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Absolutely.
I want to show my honor to have you here for the talk show of BizLab of Men Folio Vietnam, and actually like California Fitness and Yoga Center is very popular in Vietnam, and it's been a long time. Like for this brand that we have in Vietnam.
16
and right
years.
Now,
16
yeah,
years
for 16
already.
years, a very long time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe like before our interview, can I ask you about your feeling today and what you want to express to the Men's Folio audience?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm very honored to be here. You know,
Yes.
any time I have an opportunity to spread the information around fitness and wellness and health, especially in Vietnam,
Yes.
my adopted home, I'm very excited to do so. I think Vietnam is an amazing country, and I think it's ready for a revolution of fitness and health, and that's why California is here to help
Yes.
support that.
Yeah, that is great because like when you say like California Fitness and Yoga Centers, like we are in Vietnam for almost like 16 years. It's a very long time, as I told you. So this is like I have a question for you. So when you're in Vietnam in the market for a long time, and what is like the purpose and like the mission that you want to put for the fitness in Vietnamese market?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so I like to keep things very, very simple. So what we say is we want to deliver health, happiness, and hope to all 100 million people in this country.
That's
Whether
a
you're
lot.
a member of California or you're not a member, I don't care. And I think that's where technology comes into place, because we can't service all 100 million people in California.
Completely agree.
So that's where we kind of have to innovate, and we have to bring new technologies to Vietnam in order to accomplish that mission.
I actually like, because I have been the membership of like I am a member of California too, and you know like
I can tell. I can tell. Very good shape.
I can tell. Yeah. So technology is very like good. I always like looking at the bad of California. We guys do a lot of things like innovating, and right now I know like as I told you about technology is very important in the future, and I have heard that like California, we are building like the technology into the way that you do the fitness, right?
Right.
So can you share with us more about that?
So, you know, people usually come to the gym, let's say 1 hour each time, and maybe they come 3 days a week.
Yes.
So that's 3 hours out of 168 hours in a week. So my philosophy is, how can we add value to the other 165 hours that they're not inside California? And that's where we developed the Live Well app. So we wanted to make the journey to living a healthier life as frictionless as possible, as easy as possible. So even from the simple things like checking in, or booking a group aerobic class, or booking a yoga class, something like that. But also having a tool where you can search for what is the right way to eat.
Yes.
Or let's say I'm traveling. How can I continue my workouts when I'm not, when I'm out of country or not at home or something like that. So that's what we've been creating. But most importantly, we want to reinforce positive and healthy behaviors. So we have an ecosystem in place where we give points and give actual currency to members that check in more, work out more, check in more classes, and they can buy different smoothies and different services in our ecosystem.
Yeah,
so it's just in the beginning stages, but we're continuing to innovate it as we get more data and more information back from our members.
Yeah, completely agree, because like I can see like every time I come to the gym, and actually I can do the online check-in.
Yes.
And you know like I can get a QR code
Yeah.
to do. For me that is very innovating. But you know like when we compare our market, like for Vietnam market to other like in Southeast Asian, it's kind of like young market. So for me like to build the technology, and especially like for a very special app, you need to take more time, and maybe like you will feel a little bit, you will feel some of the pros and cons. So can you share with us about like, do you feel hard to build the technology app in here, especially for the Live Well?
Well, I think building any type of technology is a little bit difficult. It takes
tell.
time, right? But what I found in Vietnam is that the early adopters are huge in this market. And
that's interesting.
And I attribute that because there's never been a pre-existing infrastructure in place.
Yes.
So in other markets where they've adopted earlier technologies, it's hard for them to switch to the new technology.
Yes.
Where in Vietnam, it's like blue ocean. So when you launch something, people just, oh, okay, I adopt it, I love it. And it doesn't even matter if it's Gen Z or millennials or older generations in their 50s and 60s.
Sure.
And what we found actually, the 50-year-olds all have iPhones or Samsungs or something like that.
A very young kid too,
And the young
I can
kid.
tell.
So they all have it and they're all adopting it. So some people say maybe Vietnam would be difficult to implement the technology.
Yes.
But I found it's actually the contrary.
Yeah.
They're early adopters and they embrace it and they love using it and they love the value that it adds to their life. And most importantly, they always give feedback.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
that shows that they care.
Yeah. And do you know one thing, like social media is very exposing in Vietnam compared to other countries in Southeast Asia. You can tell that many people in here, they use social media like Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
And for me, like the new way of the digital like marketing is very important. And as I spoke to you before and after the COVID-19 pandemic, like everything has changed.
Yes.
So for me, I feel very interested. Like after that, in California, like get back because during the pandemic, like not so many people can do.
Yeah.
But I can tell, like as I told you, like I watch a lot of video, like working out at home. And something like that get inspired. Today we have a technology.
Right.
So I got back to our like question because like you have had mentioned about live well.
Yes.
I think like for that words of that phrase is very interesting, and especially like every time when I come to Cali and I can see the slogan, it's one life live well. And I think like I'm feeling kind of interested in it. So can you share with us more about what is the meaning behind that slogan?
So excuse my Vietnamese, but một đời sống khỏe.
Oh, that's interesting.
Một đời sống khỏe. So one life live well.
Yes.
This is the idea that we have one opportunity, we have one chance to live our best life. And we know that life expectancy is getting longer, but people are still getting sick at the same age. So that means people are just living in sickness for longer. So we need to start educating the right way to live your life so we can be better husbands and better wives and better fathers and better children. And we need to be the best version of ourselves. And the idea of one life live well came to me when I took a chance. I took a pilgrimage or a trip to India. And the reason I chose India was because it was the one place that I thought I would never go. So one life live well is pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. When you push yourself into uncomfortability, that's when you grow. If you're feeling comfortable in your life, you know you're not. You know you're not growing. So I was like, I'm going to go to India because this is the one place I never thought I would go. I'm a big guy on gratitude. I write in gratitude journal
Gratitude is very important.
every day. I have tattoo, be kind and live with gratitude.
Whoa.
This is an interesting story. I went to India and I took a car ride up to the birthplace of yoga in the northern part of India. I went climbing on all these mountains and I climbed this one mountain. Random. I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to climb this hill. And it took me about 4 hours to get to the top. At the top of the mountain was the Hindu god of gratitude.
The Hindu.
Just random.
Yes.
It was just like magic, something magical happened that day. And it was the birth date of the god of gratitude of the mountain that I climbed. And all these Indians were praying to the god of gratitude. And I have a gratitude tattoo on my arm. And I sat down and I meditated and I prayed for hours and hours and even started crying. Like it was just so emotional that this like happened. It was so random, but it was also meant to be. And
So how long does it take for you to do the meditation?
so I meditated for 6 hours that day.
6 hours?
Normally I just do 30 minutes
Yeah.
every day, which is my moment to like really recount the
Wow.
gratitude things in my life. Then it came to me is like, well, I took this chance to go to India,
Yes.
the one place where I would feel uncomfortable, so I could grow. And then I was thinking, you only have one life, and you have to live well.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
so on that mountain with the God of
Completely
gratitude,
agree.
it came to me, one life, live well. And then there's this idea of like, what does that mean? Yeah, we have to eat well, we have to connect well.
Yeah, that's right.
We have to train well, we have to build our muscles, and we have to build our resilience, and play well. We also have to have fun.
Yes.
And we have to have a balanced life.
That's right.
So one life, live well, and that's kind of how everything connected together. But it all started by pushing myself into an uncomfortable situation. Not traveling to Bangkok or Singapore or Hong Kong where I've been. I went somewhere new to be uncomfortable, and something amazing was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a very interesting like story. Like
Yeah.
the trip for you to go to India, and actually I'm feeling like I feel it. Actually, I feel it because like, like I decide. You can see myself. Like I do a lot of workout, and I love traveling because I think like our life is about experiencing.
Yes.
And I always like telling myself it's about like keep my eyes open, like to see where like the world is happening.
Yes.
So for me, like now I understand more about the meaning behind of the slogan. Like once I live well, it's very interesting because I feel connected too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so get back to our story about the fitness market in here because like as I told you, like in Vietnam it's kind of like young, like for the upcoming market compared to another country in Southeast Asia. So how do you evaluate our market in the next 5 years or something?
So for me, I touch on what I said before.
Yes.
With AI and all this stuff that's happening, with AI, people are going to be able to predict, things like cancer earlier. Yeah. Maybe even 2 years before someone gets cancer, they will know that they will get cancer in the future. So that means people will be able to take steps to live longer.
Yes.
So I think in our lifetime, life expectancy will be over 100, 110 years old with all this new technology. So we call that lifespan. So lifespan is going to get longer and longer and longer. But people are still not taking their health seriously enough. You look at even healthcare system. Healthcare system is the hospitals, like in Vietnam, right?
Yes.
But you go to the hospitals when you're already sick.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So it's actually sick care.
Yeah, sick care.
Sick care.
Yeah.
But what we do at California is health care because we prevent you from having to go to the sick care system, the hospital system. So this is our focus as people start living longer, but they start becoming sick and ill and having diseases associated with no activity or eating poor foods.
Yeah.
They will get sick at 60, but they'll live to 110. So that means they'll spend 50 to 60 years of their life unhealthy and maybe in the bed, and they'll be a burden to their families or burden to society. So for me in Vietnam, it's about health span.
Health span.
How long can we live healthy with the years that we have on this earth?
Yeah.
So if I live to 100 years old, I want to die at 100 healthy.
Yeah.
Not be unhealthy from 52 to 100. So I think this is the key for the next 5 years, is focusing on increasing our health span because we know for sure the lifespan is getting longer.
Yeah.
This should be the focus.
That's right, because like when you mentioned about that topic, and I think it's kind of right to the Vietnamese people because like, especially myself too, I always like go to the hospital like to have a sick care. It's not about health care, and I think like, but I think like for me it's kind of challenging that you need to think more about the health care because like you need to take step by step. But I think like it's very interesting if you can build that because like for me like working out is one of the form like you can do for the healthcare. Yes. Because like when you like a system, your health system is getting better, you can feel like better every day.
And it's about when people think also about working out, they think about running or cardiovascular exercise. But new science has proven resistance training, building your muscles, your ligaments, your bone density is way more important than just running on a treadmill or running outside. And especially as you get older, when your muscle deteriorates, you need something to build that muscle back up. And this prevents us from being having to rely on other people to take care of us when we're older. Who wants, our children to worry about us when we're older? We want our children to go out and live their life, and we want to be self-sufficient. We want to be able to take care of ourselves when we're 70 years old. So at the end of the day, it's about education.
Yeah,
we have to control the narrative, and we have to educate society about kind of what are the next steps, what you need to focus on to live your best life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you mentioned with me before about the AI technology, and I was do this the cycling training when I were in the gym, and I feel like it's very interesting. Like we have a big screen over there and do some of the virtual cycling. Because after the pandemic, I think the habit of the people is kind of changing. Like time by time. I do care about AI technology and something you can work out at home, but in a very spatial technology. So do you think do you have any plans to aim to do a different way of working out in the future? You're at home, but you can experiment with California with a very spatial AI app or something.
Yeah, this is the idea of disrupting ourselves before someone else does.
Yes.
And we're willing to test any type of new technology that will be coming to the market. And California usually is the first one to bring it to the market in Vietnam, because we're the trendsetter. So if we're not setting the trend, then we're following the trend. But with AI specific, it's a tool that will help us integrate health and wellness to the other 23 hours of the day when our members are not in California, and understanding their habits. So in the future, exercise and health is going to be about customization, individualization for the specific person, especially for the Gen Z upcoming. They want something designed for them. And with AI, you're able to analyze that data for hundreds and millions of people,
so true.
And finding out what works best for them. I believe that a lot of people, there's fear around AI and ChatGPT and all this type of stuff, but it's only fear if you don't know how to utilize it, don't know how to integrate it into your business. So I'm very excited about the next 5 to 10 years in the fitness industry, especially in Vietnam.
That is great. That's such a great information. I'm feeling you have just told me about the AI technology, and about myself, I feel all interested in it. But for me, as I told you, everything has pros and cons, right? So when you build about the AI technology and so many people, when they have and they understand about the new technology or the application, and sometimes they can stay at home to do that. So not so many people going to the gym again. So what do you think about the pros and cons when you're building the technology?
It just depends of how you look at life. When I see cons, I see opportunities. So you remember the vision and the mission of California is to bring health, happiness, and hope to all 100 million people in Vietnam. And I can't do that in the 4 walls of every California. I can't build enough Californias to bring that to 100 million people in this country. So AI is giving us an opportunity. They can stay at home and they can do a YouTube channel and put on the VR goggles and do the AI interaction. Or maybe they can even interact with our PTs within California or our own curated content. And they can experience that through AI and VR. But what's the next step after that? People need and crave social connection.
That's
right. So we reach out to every household in Vietnam, even in Can Tho or even in Hai Phong or somewhere where we don't have a California. And their next step is going to be, well, I've done this in my house and it's fun and it's great, but I want to do it with people that are like-minded and I can learn more. So they come into California. So for me, it's I don't have a scarcity mentality, meaning that I'm worried that people are going to take members or take market share. I just want more people healthy. And if we focus on that and we give enough people health and happiness and hope, everything will come back around and we will have our outcomes in our personal life and our business life.
Why do you think to develop some of the machine, bring the machine to Vietnam and apply it into your gym?
Yeah, so, for me, I want people more focused on being healthy, mental health.
Yeah, mental health.
I think is a
very
big piece.
important.
And when you focus on the right outcomes in life, you will achieve kind of the other ones.
Sure.
If we focus on eating well, if we focus on training well, if we focus on sleeping well and recover, and this idea of social connection,
yes,
and we do that consistently, then the body shape will come. So I want to educate that we should focus on the right priorities in life.
Yes.
And then, if the six-pack is going to come sooner or later, if that's your outcome.
Okay.
But the real question is, are we thinking right?
Yes.
Like, is our mental health? But we need a healthy body in order to have a healthy mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I try to break it down fundamentally, and we educate from that way. And then where can we integrate technology to help expedite and make that an easier process for people? So if there's any machines around the world, I travel all around and I look at ones that will add value to our members. Because at the end of the day, all I care about is helping our members achieve their dreams.
Yes.
Period. End of story. And then eventually helping every Vietnamese achieve their dreams through health, happiness, and hope.
So can you share with us more about the way that you build a community and how to inspire people to join that community?
Yeah, we started 16 years ago with the vision of just making life better for a few people. And we opened our first location in District 5 in Hong Kong Plaza, right? In Chinatown, essentially. And we had no idea what was going to be created.
Yes.
So I'd love to take credit and say California completely created this revolution of health. But I have to give credit to the Vietnamese society that they were ready for it. And for us, it was just about bringing the right people.
Yes.
And people ask me all the time, what separates California from competition or other gyms that are opening up? And I could say it's all the equipment, and I can say it's our branding and our marketing or social media.
Yes.
And maybe that plays 5%. But 95% of it is our people. Like just on our executive team alone, we have over 125 years of experience.
Yeah.
I have 25 years experience in the industry.
It's a very long time.
Our COO and I have been working together for 20 years. And we have so many people on our California team, PTs and sales consultants and member service professionals that have been with us from the beginning.
Yes.
For the whole 16
Yay.
years. So it's just about having people that are kind and caring and aligned with our mission of bringing health, happiness, and hope to all 100 million people.
Yay.
If you do that and you set the right culture, then this idea of creating a community where people wanting to be fit and healthy
Completely.
just will happen automatically.
Yeah, because for me, especially for the fitness, and you're able to build a very big community is very helpful for the sustainable business too.
Yeah.
But do you you put yourself habit, like maybe the way that you eat and the way that you know about nutrition into that too? Because for me, to build application, you need to research about yourself.
Yes, sure.
Because becoming development people.
Yeah.
Developer, yes, and you need to be the customer too, right?
Sure. We call this the laboratory.
Yeah, laboratory.
Right?
Ah, yes.
And I actually treat myself as the test subject.
The test subject.
Anything we do at California, I do on myself first.
Yeah.
Me specifically, I'm vegan, so I eat a plant-based kind of lifestyle. I've been vegan for about 7 years. Wearable technology, you see I have it all over my body. I even have a glucose monitoring system.
Oh, really?
So I have real-time understanding of the sugar in my blood and insulin release. And so all these things I test on myself before I roll out to the team and roll out to our members and hopefully roll out to anyone who wants to use it in Vietnam. That's why Live Well is quite special too, because LiveWell is not only an application, we actually have a wearable called the Lismos Frost, LiveWell Frost and LiveWell Cosmos. And it's actually just like a like Apple Watch. So we're the first kind of gym chain in Asia to integrate everything in online platform, in offline platform, and then a wearable where we can get all the data and give the correct information back to the members to live a better life.
Yeah, sure. That's very interesting because for me, like healthcare, it's about like the blood counting too.
Yes.
Can you share with me more about like will California fitness for the healthcare system, something like that, and will you do something related to that, like about?
Yeah. So you know, what we are professional in is running fitness centers.
Yes.
And you know, somehow this idea of like nutrition and stuff like that. So for me, it's about finding the perfect partners for like taking care of your medical side of your life or your blood testing. So I call it collaboration. I think in business for too long, people have been too competitive.
Yes.
Working against each other.
Yeah.
And for me, it's all about finding partners that are the best at what they do.
Yes.
Like for California, we don't sell real estate, we don't, you know, open coffee restaurants, we don't do all these things. I don't know. I only know fitness, so that's what I focus on. But what I do know is I can find really good people that run good businesses, like blood testing laboratories, and we partner with them, and we make sure that our members have the best access to all the different companies to give them the other side of their life that maybe California can't. So collaboration is key in finding partners.
I do care about something about regional. Well, you think if someday like California Fitness will do some of a regional campaign and maybe like bring people to many places, or maybe like you can build more the system
network
outside. The network outside.
I have a saying in my own life.
Yes.
Where there's focus, there's power. Vietnam, there's 100 million people.
Yes.
As the market penetration, more people start joining fitness centers, starts increasing. Right now, Vietnam is 0.2% of the population has a fitness card, a fitness membership to access a gym.
Yes.
And that will increase. Maybe that gets to like 3%. But even if it gets to 3%, that means California needs to build 600 locations.
Yeah, that's right.
And for me, if I start building clubs in Thailand or Singapore or something like that, I feel that's just for ego.
Yeah.
And why would I do that when Vietnam is perfect already, has 100 million people, we already have market share, and I want to give my full power to this market to make sure that we accomplish our mission. If I start warring other countries, then I won't be able to give everything to this country.
So you have to share about like you want to spend more time like building the fitness places here. So will you think like for me to invest more about our country, it's just not only the purpose like doing the fitness, and you can actually like think about the lifestyle. So will you want like to have a bigger plan to build a lifestyle in here for the Vietnamese people?
So I think this is about, yes, we want to open up many more Californias. And it's not just about the big, gigantic Californias that are 3,000 square meters with all these studios. I want to be able to add value to the tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Yes.
And so we've created a smaller concept called California Active. We're in one today. And it's about 500 to 700 square meters. And it's really easy to put into different cities that maybe would never get the chance to have a big California, but they still deserve the really high quality service that California brings. So we believe that we can put many Californias all over the country. We continue to integrate the technology to reach out to all the people that are not members. And we continue to educate. Like I said, it's the sick care versus health care, lifespan and health span. So we need to continue that narrative and educating how important it is, whether you're a California member or not, to actually take that first step on the journey of living a better life.
I can see like California Fitness. You have so many like platform like California Active, Centurion, California Fitness and Yoga Centers, and maybe like another application. So, what is relatable in the ecosystem that you feel connected to for each brand inside the ecosystem?
Well, you know, I believe, to quote Mark Zuckerberg, move fast and break things.
Yes.
Test. You have to test, and then you have to figure out, like, analyze it and see, is what I'm doing working and adding value to our members, adding value to this country. So we failed a lot in Vietnam. So California, people see us where we're at today.
Yes.
But they didn't see all the failures along the way. We were not an overnight success.
Yes.
We were a 16-year
16 years
success. And that's the point, is we're just getting started. So we've tried yoga concepts and stuff like that didn't really add the value that I wanted to add. So now we're refocused on the California brand, California Active, and then using technology to really amplify the voice of health and wellness and the education across the whole country. I guess that would be my advice to any people.
That's
move,
right.
Yeah, move fast, break things, analyze it, and then again, where there's focus, there's power. So just focus on what really brings the most value, and then you'll win.
Yeah, you got a point. I really up everything, and I really like it. So yeah, maybe like I find it interesting about everything that you share. It's very helpful for us, especially like when I sit here and do the interview for you. But actually, I get inspired and I know more information about what fitness movement is really is. So maybe like we are moved to the last part of the interview today. Do you have any like your individual sharing about fitness tip or something like to our audience? Or maybe
For me, I mean, for me personally, not a lot of people know, but 7 years ago, I weighed 160 kilograms.
Oh my God.
So I'm 90 kilos now, so I lost 70.
70. Wow, 70 is a big number.
70 kilograms. So for me, just the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Yes.
Just get out and walk a little bit more. Just, you know, maybe eat all vegetables for one day. You don't need to be vegan.
Yes.
But just make the small changes in your life and get momentum. And then you start layering different approaches and different habits. And eventually, you'll be completely confident and happy and fit, and you'll be not only inspiring yourself, but you'll be inspiring your family and your friends. And it's that idea of kind of touching more lives around you by setting example, not just talking and telling people what to do.
That's right.
You show them what to do. So for my life, that's what I decided to do. I lost the 90 kilos. I got obsessed with fitness and wellness, so I can inspire my team, and my team can inspire the members, and our members can inspire all their family.
Sure. It's a real example, Cecile. And my last word is about like I would like to share my honor again, like to have you in the talk show, and I think it's very helpful. Everything like you share is very helpful for us. A very like informative interview. So maybe this is like our last interview. We move to the last part.
Okay.
And maybe like I will end the interview very soon. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for everything. It's my honor.
Interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.